Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all good. I hope you're all great. Now, the story that is happening around, obviously, it is the story about Mr. Ndlozi. And Mr. Ndlozi has responded at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. And obviously, this is very important because we want to hear from him and hear what he actually says about about the events that has already taken place. Okay, obviously we all know what happened in the past when it comes to the EFF and also Mr. Ndlozi, you know, that he was suspended and all of that. So we want to hear it from the horse's mouth. All you have to do is just to stay tuned and watch until the end, because you want to hear his views. You want to hear, guys, on what exactly has happened, so that everything can be just laid to bed or laid to rest. Ladies and gentlemen, while you are doing that, please like the video. You can also subscribe. Let's dive into the video.
In general, and his story really has been sought by just about everyone because of who he is, of the role he plays, and then of course somehow we did manage to get hold of him. Dr. Ndlozi, welcome to the APC.
Thank you. Very kind.
Where have you been?
I've been around, and I've been in the country and at home. Yeah.
At home?
Yes.
But I'm not speaking with someone here who sits at home. I'm speaking with someone here who is very well known as a politician who contributes to this country. Just over a month ago, your party held a very important conference. We never saw you there. We tried to ask, where were you? So we never got the answer. Here we are today. Where have you been?
Well, I couldn't attend the conference of the EFF, the NPA, because over a dispute over my suspension. I was suspended about 6 weeks before the conference, and the suspension was unconventional in that it didn't rely on the code of conduct of the EFF summoned by its constitution, but largely the suspension rested on 2 counts.
Yeah.
On the one hand, the leadership said that it's in possession of an intelligence report in which they claim that I'm part of the infiltration strategy by the MKP. I'm working with the MKP. I'm planning to go to join them. I'm waiting for some opportune moment. The second one largely rested on the fact that I knew about the then Deputy President Floyd Shivambu's departure, and I didn't tell the leadership. Of course, I was told to stay at home, cease my participation in Parliament and the rest of the activities of the EFF. And so it was very important for me, because they said that the investigation is still ongoing, and when the investigation is finished, I then would be given an opportunity to respond to these allegations. I think we can all agree these are dangerous and very serious allegations. At a later stage, the leadership argued that the report would only be ready after conference, and the matter has been referred to the leadership after the conference. It seemed fair for me to wait to clear my name in relation to these allegations, so that I don't function with a dark cloud on my head or a gun on my face. As I said, we can all agree these are very serious allegations, that one had betrayed the revolution, had been disloyal, and that indeed you are a double agent of some sort. Of course, I can state categorically now that I never planned to join the MKP. I still don't. I never worked with anybody in the MKP in relation to some conspiracy about my departure. And I think that whatever information they say they have was based largely on lies. Secondly, I did know about the departure of Floyd Shivambu. he did come to tell me of his consideration, and indeed I did tell him that, look, you would have to take the leadership into confidence, and he did. The idea that I should have ran behind his back and informed other people or the leadership suggests that I'm an informant, a gossiper, or a wedge driver. I am none of those. It was Floyd's decision. He had to communicate it. It was not my decision. It was his. He had to communicate it, and he did.
Maybe on that issue of you being suspended, so did those investigations continue? Where are they now? What has happened? Has there been finality?
Well, no, I haven't heard of anything. Obviously, the conference constituted a moment of the end of the term of office that I was part of as the leader of the EFF. And I hoped very deeply that post the conference, there would be reconsideration of these positions, in particular, that moment of natural justice, that moment of giving me an opportunity to respond to what are damning allegations from an organization that I gave my life to and that I love. But that has not come through, and I think that we can all read the room. I did, and so can any thinking person. That is why I think it's important to, give the general public a closure on this matter. I will not be pursuing any of that report, because the attitude of the collective leadership is very clear. I don't think there's any interest, and personally as well, I've let it go.
Yeah. So, given that there hasn't been anything that has been forthcoming in terms of explaining that, so do you sometimes, or perhaps feel you were sidelined? We remember, some of us in the media, hearing your name, that you could possibly be one of the top 6 officials. Do you perhaps think that was one way of sidelining you?
Well, it's neither here nor there. I think that, you see, it's now a matter of public record that our leadership has been engaged with President Zuma as well as the MKP for a very long time ago. My count is that over the last 3 to 4 years. It is that tactic of entanglement which, in my view, was responsible for the heavy losses, as it were, that we saw the EFF sustain in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng, being overtaken in Mpumalanga, as well as in the National Assembly. Tactics of entanglement. We had already been entangled by the leadership itself, and this entanglement, in my view, which I think it was a miscalculated tactic of entanglement, should be understood for what is responsible for what rocked us, in relation to the departure of the then Deputy President and ultimately Butali. But it's a matter of public record whether they tried to seek his endorsement, cooperation during the elections. You would recall the leadership had on many occasions said, we are one with the MKP and all of that. I think it's really that. I would hope that it had nothing to do with this or that position in the organization, but seemingly the distrust that was invited, in my view, by the departure of the Deputy President, which I think it shouldn't have, because if you accept that you had already entangled us with the MKP, such an occurrence shouldn't have to rock us in the way that it did.
And I hear you speak of a collective, the leadership, but of course the leadership is led by a person. I mean, the recent president who got re-elected is Julius Malema. So he was part of this leadership that you are speaking about, of entangling you with the MK.
Yes, he is part of the leadership collective. And I mean, Mzai, these are political differences, which we must keep political. I have rejected every invitation to make any of these matters personal. They are political, and political disagreements are part of the political evolution of any project. The revolution itself, specifically the revolution that finds its oppressive tentacles in imperialist global forces. So certainly the idea of extracting him as an individual doesn't assist. There was a collective project of entangling us tactically to firstly President Zuma and the MKP, and once you come to appreciate what that means.
Now, what is my take on this, guys? Well, my take is very simple. First of all, I think that Mr. Ndlozi, if Mr. Ndlozi, what he is saying is correct, okay, in terms of him not being a spy, not being working for some people, not joining the MK, not being all of that. If what he says is true, it means for me that there was somebody who was busy cooking something against the EFF. Whether the person is inside, whether the person is outside, but I can tell you, if what he says is true, there was somebody who was good enough, somebody who was clever enough, smart enough, who actually cooked something between between the EFF, or I can say Mr. Malema, and also Mr. Ndlozi, and it worked. All right. Now remember, this is based on if what Mr. Ndlozi is saying is true about him not wanting to join the MK, whatever. All right. It means somebody spread some rumors inside the EFF, okay, and then they started taking it emotionally, and the other one was quiet, because also with me, Mr. Ndlozi, this thing of him being quiet, actually it made it worse, because it seemed like, and the media was busy asking Malema, and then Malema ended up being angry, you know. And I think when maybe he heard about the rumors about Mr. Ndlozi, and then he was angry, he was fuming, you know. He was like, yeah, he can go, hey, what, and all of that. Now, I am under the impression, guys, the way I'm looking and how he explained it, and if he is saying the truth in terms of him not going to MK, whatever, and all the allegations against him, if they were not there, it means somebody somewhere was busy in the EFF trying to make them to be against each other. Okay, remember that if they want to take you out in terms of positions, if they want to take you out in a party, if they want to take you out in whatever they want to take you out in politics, in most cases we all know this, guys. I don't think there is no one who doesn't know this. What they would do is to create a story about you. It is to just put allegations on you and push them, spread them, push them, spread them, and make them so intense in such a way that you will end up resigning. One. Number two, you will end up, maybe if you are a part of a party or you are a member of a party, it will end up the party suspending you or firing you, if that's what is called, okay? But they will see, it's either they will suspend you or they will just say you can leave and everything like that, okay? Why? Because that's how actually in politics people deal with other people, okay? Especially if they don't have anything that they can use against that person. They create something. And in most cases, it works. And if this is the case with Mr. Ndlozi, it means that Mr. Malema was played. It means that Mr. Malema didn't see this one coming. Now, whatever I am saying is my opinion. It may not be true. They may have some evidence, maybe, you know, because obviously I don't think Mr. Malema will come back and tell us and say, yeah, the evidence that we had is 1, 2, 3. I don't think so. I think he will want to move on with his life and his party and stuff like that, okay? I don't know, guys, what do you think about that? I wanted us to actually to look at what happened, you know, with the EFF, because I think that is also very important. Other videos I will make them where he's talking about, because you remember that there is also a tweet that he made for praising Mr. president or Mr. Ramaphosa. Okay, so we will do also that so that we hear him on what exactly was his mind, what was he thinking, when he was actually making that video. Okay, not video, tweet. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I hope you already liked the video, and you also, if you are new, I hope that you already subscribed. Thank you for that. Okay, I appreciate it. Sharp, sharp, afit.